Hello, YouTube. Cal Dallas Gamer here with another World of Tank video. Now, probably you guys are sick and tired of me making World of Tanks video at this point, but don't worry, I'm gonna start making a habit of playing other video games. And when it comes to video games, I always enjoy things that is very relatable. And when I say things that are very relatable, I mean like personality, designs, things that basically screams, "Hey, this is kind of like you." And essentially, this tank right here, the XM66F, it definitely speaks to me. Me, I like to be weird. Being weird is like being unique. Weird and unique. But don't get it twisted with being weird and creepy. I hate creepy. Basically, when I say weird, I'm trying to say that I like to be unique, be a little standout. Of course, I do like attention once in a while, but good attention, not bad attention. There's a difference. That's why I made this YouTube channel. And basically, what I'm trying to say here is that whenever I play video games, I like playing things that are pleasing to the eye. That's why I made those Soul Calibur 6 videos, especially me talking about my favorite character, Ivy. Ivy is very pleasing to the eye, even though I sound like a gooner. But in World of Tanks, when it comes to tank designs, I like unique tank designs. One of them was the KV-4 KTTS. It's a tank destroyer. It looks super unique. I won't feature it here in this video, but I'll feature in a later video. But this tank right here, XM66F, super unique, and I really like it. And I'll admit it looks a little ugly, but that's okay. Me, I'm also kind of goofy looking. So, just like me, this tank is also goofy looking. And a matter of fact, one of my favorite YouTubers that I like to watch once in a while when it comes to World of Tanks content, he called this a spider, a goofy spider. And I could see that. This looks like kind of like a beetle or some kind of weird insect tank. And it's an American tank, which, by the way, yes, I am American, but I'm also a little weird. So I don't see myself like the Renegade or the Chad Patton tank. I see more like the T-57 Heavy, a very weird, unique tank, but still not creepy and not useless, if that makes any sense. Basically, I hate being creepy and useless. I like to be weird, unique, and more importantly, helpful. And when it comes to playing video games, I like playing the support class. That's why in World of, not World of Tanks, I'm talking about Overwatch and other video games that involves teamwork. I like playing the support class. I love playing the healer, especially the healer. When it comes to playing the healer, I love the class that basically is in charge over quote unquote your life. And I love the ability to not only heal but revive other people. And then in Overwatch, the reason why I love Mercy, because I mentioned this in my last Overwatch video, but it's been a while since I play Overwatch. Eventually I'll hop back into it and I'll make more Overwatch video. But when I was making that Overwatch video previously, I talked about how I love Mercy design. She's like a beautiful, angelic angel design, and that's on purpose, by the way. And of course, her background story fits with the design of her and what she's intended to be a pacifist, to be morally good, caring. She's all about caring. And of course, she's a little lightly sadistic and a little funny. Once in a while, she's not always serious. But what I really love her, aside from the design, is her abilities. And her abilities is all about enabling and being very useful to the team, even if you're not directly doing anything. In Overwatch, Mercy, she heals, do damage boost, and my most favorite, Resurrect. When your teammates die, you can revive them back from the dead. And for some reason, I love that ability. The only support character that I could think of that I love playing even more than Mercy is from a different video game, which is League of Legends. In League of Legends, there's this character named Akshan. And Akshan, oh, a lot of people hates that character, but other people they love that character. And Akshan, he's a weird assassin support class. And why I say assassin support class is because when you kill an enemy player that killed your teammates, if you kill that enemy player on time, because there's a timer in this mechanics, you get to revive your fellow teammates from the enemy player that killed your teammates. So to me, that's insane. And the resurrection ability is super powerful. Resurrection, in my opinion, is broken ability to exist in video games and possibly real life if that ever becomes a superpower. But in my opinion, a resurrection ability is a very overpowered ability, no matter what video game, story, etc., etc. But okay, I know I'm going off topic, off the rail, especially the fact that this video is supposed to be a War Tank video, but basically what I'm trying to say, guys, is I love playing support. I love weirdness, uniqueness. That's why in Warhammer 40k, one of my favorite factions is both the Tau and sometimes the Tyranid, but I do like the Imperial Guard. Don't get me wrong, I like Imperial Guard. But in Warhammer 40k, I do like the Tau for being unique to the setting and being a faction that's purely sci-fi. And recently, they made up very good books and lore about the Tau. Matter of fact, I have one of the books called Farside, Commander Farside, Empire of Lives. Very good book. I recommend it. And of course, I do have Imperial Guard books and the Emperor of Mankind book. Yeah, that's all about the God Emperor. Which, by the way, I'm also a fan of him. But anyway, back to the subject of the video. The reason why I got this tank, the XM66F, is because if you read the description of what the XM66F does, his class and what he do, and what he's designed to do, he is a tank destroyer that's supportive, and as you can see, he is very unique. But at the same time, there's nothing special because he's an American tank destroyer. What I mean by that, I mean the American tanks in general in this game, they're known for being jack of all trades. And the XM66F literally fits that description of the stereotype of the American tanks in this game. So, in other words, this tank is versatile, jack of all trades, and there's nothing really special about it. There's no autoloader, just like my T57 heavy tank, but the T57 heavy is known for being an autoloader and one of the highest DPM in the game. XM66F has very high DPS, but it's not an autoloader. So there's nothing special about that because there are other tanks that does better. This tank is honestly kind of accurate, but it's not a sniper tank, so keep that in mind. Swedish tank destroyer could do better sniping than this one, or hell, even German tank destroyer could do better than this one. And it is not a frontal assault tank because the hull armor is super squishy, but the blubby face looking turret, and I call it blubby face because look at it, it looks like a very blubby face, like almost like an eggshell. Well, it's more blubbier than the Patton's turret. This tank, the turret, is super solid. In other words, it does have armor. It has armor, but it's concentrated on the turret and not the hull. So as a result, this tank, the best way to max it out is positioning. Position yourself, and luckily it's not a slow tank. It is decently mobile, but it is not a speedy tank. So sadly, other tank destroyer will go much faster than you. But remember what I said. This does have armor. It's the turret. So where does this tank shines? The hills and ridge lines and other places where you have cover. You could poke out. just basically pop your head, your little egg head, and start shooting. And the enemy team, they'll have a hard time hitting you, damaging you. The only time they could damage you is your cupola, but look at that cupola, it's super small. So they're gonna have a hard time hitting that cupola unless they're super close to you. So in other words, keep your distance. In my opinion, this is a very solid tank destroyer. Very good. But at the same time, it's not that special. So sadly, as a result, I feel like this tank destroyer is going to be severely underrated, and I have a gut feeling that it's already underrated, and that's okay because me personally, I like underrated things. I like unique things. I like weird things, but not that weird. But once again, I dislike creepy things. I dislike useless things. I like things that are very useful, very underrated, unique, a little weird. That's why in Warhammer 40k or Warhammer General, one of my favorite Chaos faction when it comes to evil faction is Slanesh. If you guys want me to, I'll definitely make another video because I am thinking about featuring Warhammer Total War 3 in this video game channel. So stay tuned for that. And especially with the upcoming update, because the upcoming update will be all about Slaanesh. And me, I really do want to make that video about it. When it comes to Warhammer, my favorite evil faction, the Chaos faction, is Slaanesh. But anyway, guys, yeah, I'm gonna end it here because I feel like I ranted enough and I'm going all over the place. But I hope you enjoyed this video and I hope you understand that me as a gamer, I like unique things, weird things, and useful things. Well, guys, I'm gonna end it here. And please leave a comment down in the comment section below. Like and subscribe, all that jazz. Cal Dallas Gamer, over and out. Oh, and one more thing. This footage that you see in this entire video, that was my very first game with the XM66F. So yeah, solid tank.